Hey, how you doing today? I am Taquila Coleman. In today's video, we're going to talk about three things that God uses to move you into your position. Okay, the position I'm referring to, it can be your position as husband or wife. It can be a position, that consists of a promotion, right? Whatever the case may be, you can find, one of these three things that God is going to use to move you into your position. Okay. So let me just start by saying because there's some God ordained spouses who think in order to get the position of husband or wife, they got to make their spouse jealous. And that's worldly. Okay. That's from the world. That's the world way of doing things. Make the person jealous so that they want you more. Jealousy comes from the kingdom of darkness. Okay. So God, He's not using jealousy to get your spouse's attention, so that they can, you know, finally come into agreement with this love story. No, that's not how God operates. Okay. God is going to use one of these three things that's going to help move you into your position. Now, here's the three things. Number one, good heart. Number two, your God given gift. And number three, God's favor. Okay. Good heart, God given gifts, God's favor. Let's talk about it. So, David, God sent Samuel to the house of Jesse to anoint the next king. Out of all of David's or Jesse's sons, God chose David, the one who had that acceptable heart towards God. Okay. Scriptures say, man look at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. God was looking at the heart of David. David was the one tending the sheep. And as a result, he was the one who God favored and chose to be the next king. Okay. Now, after Samuel, anointed David, right? We continue to read how David had to come up against Goliath and he defeated Goliath. Again, God's looked at he looked at David's heart, and then David defeated Goliath, which also brought him closer to his position because as a result of David defeating Goliath, that's what spread his name. Okay. That was how God brought him out. Okay. By giving him a name. This the one who defeated Goliath, right? They say, I think they were saying Saul has basically killed like 1,000, but David 10,000, right? His name began to spread, right? People began to see this is God's chosen one. Okay, he defeated Goliath, right? So one of the things God is going to use is he's looking at your heart. Okay, this is why God tell us forgive your spouse. This is why he tell us heal. This is why he's telling you forgive your parents, forgive those who hurt you, right? Keep that heart clean. Okay, he's looking at the heart. Number two, your God-given gift. God will use your God-given gift to move you into your position. We see this in the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis. While Joseph was lied on, thrown in prison, right? He was rejected, abandoned, forgotten about, came up under character assassination. He thrown in prison. But while he was in prison, Joseph said, I'm not going to allow, all of these bad things that happened to me to stop me from being great. So while he was in prison, he was still working his gift. Now, Joseph had a gift, a dream interpretation, but Joseph was also anointed to be head. He was anointed to be in leadership roles, position. Okay. He was anointed, like management position. Okay. And so while he was in prison, he was working his gift. And he didn't know, listen to this. Joseph didn't know that while he's serving in prison, I need you to hear me by the Spirit, okay? Because some of you, God is saying, I need you to serve in the midst of this prison situation you're facing, right? He says, serve in the midst of depression, serve even when they reject you, serve even when everyone leave you and walk out on you. God is saying, serve, develop the gift on the inside of you. Because just as scriptures say, a man's gift would make room for him and bring him before a great man. Joseph didn't know while he was in prison and he began to interpret. Number one, first he took an interest in these two men that was in prison. He noticed that they were looking sad. He was like, what's wrong? Why y'all looking sad? Okay. He cared about the people that he was called to serve. Okay. God needs you to care about the people you are called to serve. And so they began to tell them they had dreams, but no one can interpret it. So he was like, "Don't interpretation comes from the Lord? Tell me your dream." So they told him the dream, and he began to interpret it. Everything he said came to pass, right? Now, fast forward, the chief cupbearer, and now he's out of prison, up there, back up there in position with Pharaoh. Pharaoh have a dream. He have two dreams that trouble him. No one can answer, tell him the interpretation of this dream. Now the chief cupbearer remembers Joseph. How did he remember Joseph? That was God doing. That was God bringing Joseph up. God was letting Joseph know, hey, get ready. Your time has come. Get ready. You are about to be summoned. Get ready. Many of you are hearing God tell you, get ready. Get ready. Your name is already being mentioned in rooms you know nothing about. Get ready. Type that in the comment section. Get ready. Okay. So the chief cupbearer began to mention Joseph's name to Pharaoh. Pharaoh say, "Come on." He sent for him. He called for him. He like, "Get him here." He like, "Bring Joseph here." Okay. I need this man to interpret his dream for me, right? And so, long story short, Joseph began to interpret a dream, gave him the answer. Now, let me just point out, Pharaoh, he looked to he looked to all the people that was around him. He was looking for them to interpret his dream, but no one could interpret that dream. Because no one could interpret that dream, that troubled Pharaoh. His mind was troubled. hmm So understand, God will even okay, he will allow the person to come to a need to where they are being troubled because they got this need, they need fulfilled, right? And God is saying, all you got to do is work your gift, stay ready so that you don't have to get ready. He like, stay ready, work that gift, develop the gift, become aware of the gift I put on the inside of you. All right. Because it's going to be the very thing God uses to bring you before great men. It's your gift is going to be the very thing that God is going to use to move you right into your position. Okay. And then number three, God's favor. We read the story of Ruth. She won favor in the eyes of Boaz. Esther, same thing. She won the king's heart or favor. Okay. So God uses good heart. He looks at the heart. He said, okay, I'm gonna use that. That's the one I'm choosing, right? He's looking at the heart. God is going to use your God-given gift to move you into this position, or it's going to come through God's favor. God just putting his favor on you and highlighting you to those who he need, who he's trying to, connect you with, that's going to favor you as well. Okay. So understand these three things is what God is going to use to move you into position. All right. So with that, I am Taquila Coleman. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.